Morning everybody, welcome to this week's Tiller's Turf Talk. Hope you're all keeping really well. But once again, it's a beautiful sunny day, the temperature on the rise. That means one thing, busy. So lots of water, lots of mowing, lots of things going on. So this week's video, we're going to take a look at why we grow our Poa Bent turf. So we're going to take a closer look at the turf itself, explain the reasons why we grow it and why the demand is there for it and why it is such a popular product. So there's no better time to look at this turf than close up than when we're harvesting it. So the harvester's heading down now to do a big harvest day of this product. Let's go down, we'll take a look at the harvest and then we'll take a look at the product in a lot closer detail and maybe look at some comparisons between that and our regular greens turf. So sit back, enjoy the video and enjoy the sunshine. The plot we're starting harvesting today is a relatively new one. So what we're doing at the moment therefore is we're taking off a headland at the top here. So when we refer to a headland it means end of the field or the edge of the field. And at the moment we're probably going to get 6 or 8 runs up here. And that will then give Hamish on the harvest a lot more manoeuvrability backing up there. And then we'll be launching straight down there. So why is our Poa Bent turf so popular? This order today, I think it's around about 2,000 metres going out today. It's going for some greens renovations, greens reconstruction, and they just want to match the greens they've already got. Now whether we like it or not, Poa Annua is here to stay and forms quite a big percentage of most UK golf greens. There are obviously exceptions, there are some fantastic links greens out there, but there are very few greens which are devoid of any Poa Annua whatsoever. So we'll talk a bit later about the effect of Poa in sort of a straight bent fescue turf later on, but like I say, the whole reason is to replicate. So for that, like I say, this particular place I've got 3 or 4 new greens being constructed, want to match with the 14, have something with the same playing characteristics. So as you can see, the golf ball down here somewhere, have something already resembling a golf green ready to go. So the passage is taking me very quickly. There are courses that put this down and be playing on it within a couple of weeks even. So at the right time of year they'll get rooted down quickly and passage to play very fast and maintain the characteristics of original golf green. But of course also perfect for things like oil spills, for vandalism, all these things which unfortunately happen in the world of turf. Nobody's devoid of anything or immune from anything, so this turf can also offer a solution to those particular things too. As with all our specialist turf, we take the quality control extremely seriously. Now with our normal greens turf, Matt, our specialist turf manager over there, will be looking for things like annual meadow grass, oddly enough, and we'll talk a bit more about how we control that in our bent fescue fields later. But at the moment, Poa is not such a problem in a Poa Bent crop, so Matt is simply looking out for quality of rolls. If he happens to see a random weed or a little bit of maybe rabbit damage, something like that, we are exposed to elements here like everywhere else, then he'll simply eject those rolls and make sure the customer doesn't receive them. So the customer's only getting the best possible turf on the day that we harvest. Nice one, Matt. Well, it's all going incredibly well so far. It's all just a bit nerve-wracking when you go into a new crop. It can look amazing, but will it lift? Well, I have to say this is lifting absolutely amazing, so really happy with this. Going to make a fantastic golf greens where it's going, and quality of product, testament to Matt and his team. We've got qualified greenkeepers on site, we know what we're doing, we know what we're looking for, but more importantly we know what the customer's expecting. this Poa Bent harvest is almost done now, so what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at the turf now it's on the pallet, and we'll talk a bit more about its makeup. So here we go, as you can see, lovely tight sward. You know, this is currently mown I think round about 4.5 mil, somewhere like that, so fairly comparable to most UK golf greens. There are exceptions of course. You know, I've heard of golf courses going as low as 1.8 for tournaments, which with modern day machinery sound ludicrous, but you can do it. But of course that tends to be more synonymous with a Poa Bent green, and another reason why it's so popular. It does make a fantastic green. Yes, it has its challenges, of course it does, but it does make an amazing playing surface. So as you can see, beautiful sward there, and you can see we've got the sand on the back. So this is grown on a USGA sand, so it is compatible with the USGA root zone as well as a standard sort of push-up soil golf green. So yeah, it's a solution to a lot of things, and most of all here at Tillers we're giving the greenkeeper what they want, and that was a turf that matches what they've already got. And I think we've achieved a really good product here. We're really proud of it. Like I say, it's taken a long time for us to really perfect it, but yeah, the result's absolutely amazing. Now we know how invasive Poa annua can be, so we try and keep our regular bent fescue greens turf well away on the other side of the farm from the Poa Bent itself, to stop any potential contamination. You know, the Poa will inevitably come, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples in a moment of the impact that has when it does come. So at the moment I'm on our greens on root zone, so you may see in the background the sand there after the harvest. That means not taking any field soil, it's USGA sand, therefore compatible with that USGA, as we've said many times. Now the pipeline is there simply for erosion control, so that stops any wind blowing this sand over the crop, and you know, potentially, you know, we're going to lose a metre or two of turf on this edge if we're not careful, because the more sand goes on there we lose all our levels and it throws it all out. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. So if we take a closer look, you can see still very closely mown. This is around about 5 or 6 mil. Sits the golf ball beautifully, making a beautiful golf green. So this is a pure bent fescue sward. There is no Poa in here at all. So we might see the broader leaf in there is the bent grass, the much finer leaf is the fescue, and it's all mixed in there, lovely blend, and will make a fantastic golf green from the outset. But inevitably at some point the Poa will come along, and I'll show you now what it does. So as we saw then, we've got a beautiful greens on root zone product there, very clean. You know, we take the hygiene very seriously. Now there is no effective Poa control chemical wise, so therefore it's down to a lot of guys with a lot of passion, a lot of know-how, a lot of due diligence, going through and hand picking any Poa plants they see. So we're doing this from day one, so it doesn't get out of control and we can keep on top of it and manage it effectively. Now occasionally on the headlands it does ingress from the sides, and at this point we won't send this turf. And I'm just going to turn the camera around in a moment and you'll see what I mean when the Poa starts to ingress and the effect it has on the bent fescue straight product. So I'll just spin the camera. So as you can see already, we've got 3 big chunks here sticking out like a sore thumb. You know, it's lovely bent fescue turf around it, and you can see there it's ingressing in these big ugly lumps. Now with the Poa Bent turf, I've got an example cut a little bit next to here. It's all blended in there, integrated in, and already looks established. Now the playing characteristics here, we're going to get this horrible annual meadowgrass here. It's going to get bumpy, it's going to grow differently. Visually it looks really ugly. Now with the Poa Bent, like I say, the integration is already there, and we've got something that's, you know, replicating probably 90% of sort of Northern European and UK golf greens. So yeah, so that's the reason we grow the Poa annua. Like I say, again, it's down to something that the greenkeepers requested, and any other things, if there's any greenkeepers watching, any turf product you think we may have missed or something you would find useful, get in touch with us and by all means we'll do our best to do that. Now the Poa Bent really spawned from greenkeepers having that conversation with us and saying, look, we're putting this lovely bent fescue down, and then we're ending up with those clumpy Poa patches everywhere with some really ugly looking turf. We'd love to start with a straight Poa Bent sward, you know, nice blend at the beginning, and then we've got the same playing characteristics and visualization of everything else. So yeah, so that's the reason we do it. So I'm going to close the video here, and as always say thank you for watching. And those bits of Poa that we just saw, those clumps there, are on the headland here, so that'll now be sprayed off, destroyed completely, and will not be sent out to any customers whatsoever. So as we said earlier, you saw Matt walking at the side. Even though it's a Poa Bent sward, we're still doing quality control, and obviously here we're doing everything we can to negate sending any Poa at all. So like I say, this is beyond picking now. The plants have got too big, so therefore we'll spray them off with a glyphosate Roundup, something like that. Then we'll start all over again. But yeah, that's what it's all about. So thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate all your views, all your comments. Please continue to help us grow the channel by liking and sharing and achieve our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. That would mean a massive amount to me. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, as does our editor Pete. I think we're on episode 170 something now. It's been a real journey, and thank you if you've been on it all the way, and thank you for joining later on. It's much appreciated. So in the meantime, have a fabulous weekend. Take care everybody. Cheers for now. See you next week.